All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on how basically everything gets made, from the apps on your phone to massive skyscrapers. It really all boils down to a choice between two totally different ways of thinking. So let's just start with a simple question. So imagine you've got this incredible idea, right? A total game changer of a product. How do you actually, make it a real thing? Well, it turns out there are two fundamentally different ways to tackle that problem. And believe me, they lead to some very, very different places. To really get this, let's just imagine we have one single project, but we've got two different teams, and they're going to take two completely different paths to get to the finish line. Okay, so our first team, they're all about the planner's path. Their whole philosophy is plan the work, then work the plan. They believe in getting every single detail locked down from the very beginning. We're talking a perfect, massive blueprint before anyone even thinks about picking up a tool. This team follows a really strict step-by-step process. First, they spend months, documenting every possible requirement. 4 wheels, the specific engine, the exact hex code for the blue paint. Then, and only then, do they design the entire car. After that, they build it, then they test it, and finally, they deliver it. Each step has to be 100% done before the next one can even start. It just flows downwards, kind of like a waterfall. And here it is. After a year and a half of heads down, focused work, the team presents the final product. It's the big reveal. This is that moment of truth where the customer sees their fully built car for the very, very first time. And here's the snag. What if, say, 9 months into the project, the customer has a brilliant new idea? You know what? I want a convertible. For the planners team, this is an absolute disaster. The plans are locked, the steel frame is already built. To make a change this big, this late in the game, it's going to be incredibly expensive and just a nightmare. You can't just saw the roof off, right? So let's hit rewind and take a look at our second team. They take the adapter's path. Their philosophy is the exact opposite. They value responding to change over following a rigid plan. So in just 2 weeks, not 18 months, 2 weeks, this team delivers their first product. Now, it's not a car, it's a skateboard. But here's the crucial part. It's a simple working product. It immediately solves the customer's core problem of needing basic transportation. And they get it in their hands right away. And right away, something amazing happens. They get feedback. The customer tries it out and says, "Hey, this is a pretty cool start, but I feel a little wobbly. Could I maybe get some handlebars for stability?" For the adapters team, this kind of feedback is pure gold.
So what does the team do? They don't write up a bunch of paperwork or complain about the plan changing. Nope. They just get to work. 2 weeks later, boom, they've built that feedback right into the product. The skateboard is now a scooter. It's a brand new, improved version, delivered fast, based directly on what the user actually wanted.
And the cycle just keeps on going. The customer is loving the progress and gives even more input. So much better, but man, all this kicking is making me tired. What do you think about adding some pedals and a seat? The product just keeps evolving, getting better and better with every single pass. Okay, so let's put the official labels on these two stories. That first one, the planner's path, where you build the entire car in one long sequential shot, that's the waterfall methodology. Waterfall is really defined by that rigid, linear nature. You do all the requirements gathering, then you do all the design, then all the building, then all the testing. Each phase is like a self-contained block, and you have to finish it completely before you can even think about moving on. And that second story, the adapter's path, the one that started with a skateboard and just kept getting better based on feedback? I bet you've already guessed it. That is the Agile methodology. And that really gets to the heart of Agile. It's all about iteration. It's about breaking a huge project down into small, bite-sized pieces, delivering something valuable in short cycles, and using constant feedback to make sure you're always building the right thing. So, we've heard the stories. Now let's really put these two methodologies head-to-head and see how they stack up. This table pretty much says it all. Just look at the row for change. In the waterfall world, change is a huge, expensive problem to be avoided at all costs. But in Agile, it's welcomed. It's just part of the process. And look at customer. With Waterfall, you talk to them at the very beginning and the very end. With Agile, they're your partner through the whole journey. And that directly ties into risk. In Waterfall, you might not find a huge, fatal flaw until you're 18 months in. In Agile, you're finding and fixing little problems every couple of weeks. So, All of this leads to the big practical question, right? Which path should you actually choose for your project? Well, the answer really depends entirely on the job. If you're, say, building a physical bridge, the requirements better be crystal clear and fixed from the start. You can't just add another lane halfway through. That's perfect for Waterfall. But if you're building a new mobile app, you have no idea what users will want. You need to adapt. That is a job for Agile, no question. So here's the most important takeaway from all of this. It's not about which one is better. It's not a fight. They are just different tools for different jobs. One is like a sledgehammer, and the other is like a precision screwdriver. You wouldn't try to use one for the other's job. The real key is understanding your project and then picking the right tool from the toolbox. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time your favorite app gets an update, with one little new feature, just ask yourself, was this app built all at once, in one go, like that car? Or did it start its life as a simple little skateboard and just evolve, one update at a time, based on what people like you wanted? The answer, I think you'll find, is all around you. Thanks for joining me.